see.
Plan on telling us? Plan on telling us exactly what the plans are?
No, I don't. In case someone else is in this situation in the future, I don't want to give away all my.
Have you thought about what your emotions would be like? Because it's not from injury, you're just gonna have to sit out and watch.
Well, I'm pretty positive, so I'm going to use these days the best way that I possibly can. So, I'm going to try to get ready and do everything I can, so I can be, my best when I have the opportunity to play in October. So I try to just, find different ways to be positive. It is what it is at this point, so do the best we can do.
I know it's not ideal, Tom, but the league has confirmed that you will have access to Alex and you can still work out with him. How important is that to you to have your guy?
That's nice of them.
There was some question though, the PA, when I'd asked the PA, they said they did not know.
Yeah.
His knowledge of you and his ability to push you, though, is that critical to you to stay fresh in this one?
Yeah, we've been working together for over 12 years now, so he's one of my best friends. So we're just, we do what we always do, work. We use all these days in the best way that's possible to, stay prepared and stay sharp. And, I have ideas of what I need to do. And, based on all the practices that we've had and the limited, playing time that I've had. So, I got to, my goal is to come back and be the best I could be. Just like every other year, every other off season. I'm gonna do the best I can do over these next, however many days, 30 days or so, to do the same thing. I think we still got, I got a good day of practice. I've tried to look at all these days of practice as ways to get better. Have access to the fields and, throwing to my receivers. So I try to use those days the best I possibly can, just like I always would. I got another hopefully opportunity to play on Thursday night, and then be with the team Friday, and then try to do the best I can over the next month.
Tom, what about mentally?
Do you think you need to play on Thursday?
Always up to Coach Belichick. I wish I'd play every game. I love playing. I love playing practice. I love playing preseason games, regular season games, postseason games. I love thinking about football. It's just the way it is. So I'll be, that part I think will be very challenging watching those games in September. But I'll find ways to preoccupy my mind.
Tom, we have a PA game before the Saints game, so what I'm trying to say is we're all pretty loose here, so if you want to head over to Walpole High at 6 a.m., I'll call in a few for you.
Nice. I appreciate it. Good to know.
Tom, do
I
you
don't
feel
get
it's,
hurt of
do you
it.
feel
Tom,
it's
how
up
does-
to you, Tom, to
how
kind
much
of
does-
keep the guys up? Because you're kind of like the emotional leader a lot of time in the team, and now if you're gone, that level's gonna kind of drop.
Well, we've got a lot of great leaders on this team, and the veterans. I think we've got a lot of really good players, a lot of really good leaders. I think we've always done a good job cultivating, guys to step in and fill the void, and I think we'll do a great job of that. I think between our coaches and our players, and we've got a lot of great leaders, and I'm very confident in that. So we'll go out there and play with a lot of energy and emotion like we always do. It'll be tough to watch. It'll be fun to watch in some ways to see what it looks like, when you're not there, because it's a different perspective. And then hopefully I can use that perspective and then come back with better perspective, saying, wow, I really noticed some things that maybe I wouldn't have seen had I been there,
Tom,
That's kind of what I'm going to try to do.
did you do a lot of that in '08 when you were in the similar position where you had to watch and it was unfamiliar watching the games? How much will you draw upon '08 during the first 4 weeks of the season?
Yeah, that was tough. Because I was going through so much at that time physically. It was hard to. There was no way I really could have, after the surgery and dealing with what I was dealing with. It was hard to think about a lot of other things because it was so intense with just what I was going through. So I think it would be a little different.
Tom, how in 2000, 2001 did you approach your job and being, I guess, a leader type person, which you were from the beginning in mini camps? with the rookies, but how did you approach that, knowing that there was an established veteran presence here in Drew? Because, you know, as we do, we're all fixated on what's dynamic between Jimmy and Tom, and all that. Can you explain
Yeah.
how you approached it then?
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yep.
Again, I think there was a lot of, in college you have maybe a little bit of that, and I was probably right out of college where there's a lot of guys close to your age that you're competing with, that you're still real good friends with, and some of my best friends were, Scott Leffler, who's the offense coordinator at BC now, and Brian Greasy, who was, who's been a good friend of mine, and Jason Kapsner, who was one of my buddies, Scott Dreisbach, and Drew Henson. Like, we were all friends. We played ping pong, and we played pool together, but there was a healthy competition on the field too. So we all wanted to play, and it just at quarterback, one guy gets to play, and so then you get fresh out of college, and then I was probably, with Drew is the same way. I mean, I used to hang out with Drew all the time. We played golf together. I'd be at his house for dinner.
And you gotta go after that position though. I mean, you have to put your best foot forward and kind of, for lack of a better word, mark your territory and say, I can do it too. Is it hard for that position when you say, okay, this guy's been in the league for 8 years, as Drew was at that time?
Well, I think you're learning a lot from those guys too. So at least I was trying to learn a lot from Drew, and I learned a lot from Drew because he was such a phenomenal player and leader, and he was so tough, disciplined. It meant so much to him. I think I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from Damon. I learned a lot from John Freeze when I was first here. So I think I used all those people as great examples because they were already pros. I had a lot to learn, and I just came in trying to do the best I could do with the experiences that I already had, and then tried to transition those to a different level, a different caliber of playing, and just did the best I could do. So it's easy to do when you love what you.
Jimmy, as it was between you and Drew?
I mean, it's very. I have no idea. I mean, we're totally on different ends of the spectrum. So I love being with Jimmy. I think I've enjoyed every day that we spent with him. I wish him the very best, obviously, for our team, for him personally. When you see people that it means a lot to, you always want them to succeed as well. And, it's it'll be tough to watch, but I'll be excited to watch and excited to learn. And then hopefully when I come back in October, I'll be a better player than I am today. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.